This is chapter 1.7, a practice challenge problem number 3. Now this is a grok problem, so you don't really need to know how to do it, but I thought by walking you through it, it would help you see how you do some of these more, I don't know if I'd say complex or detailed algebra maneuvers. So I need to solve this inequality, and I can see that it is a greater than inequality. And I first remember, I kind of sit back and remind myself that if I have absolute value of x is greater than or equal to some number c, if I have a number line, well, let's just call this value right here c, so it can be any constant. If the absolute value of x is greater than c, that means that x has to be greater than or equal to c, and x has to be less than or equal to negative c. So that would mean that my graph is going to look like this. If x is greater than or equal to c, right there is c. It can go that way. Or here is negative c, has to be less than or equal to negative c. So my greater than or equal to graphs look like the ones where they shoot off in two directions. So that's kind of what my graph, I'm hoping my graph will look like when I finally finish this problem. So to start, since it's an absolute value problem, and I have a variable inside my absolute value sign here, I am going to want to try and isolate the absolute value on the left side of my function. So I'm going to start by getting rid of this 5x. So I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. So I'm going to be left with 6/7 times the absolute value of 4x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 2 times x minus 8 plus 4 minus 5x. Well, I can kind of see that the right side of this equation, that the right side of this inequality is a little bit sloppy, and so I'm going to see what I can do to be able to combine some terms. So I know whatever this is on the left, it's 6/7 absolute value of 4x plus 1. And I'm going to distribute my 2. 2x minus 16 plus 4 minus 5x. And now I see that I can combine some like terms on the right side. Greater than or equal to, I'm going to combine my 2x and my negative 5x to be negative 3x. And I'm going to combine my negative 16 and my positive 4 to be minus 12. And then again, still on the right side, I have 6/7 absolute value of 4x plus 1. I can make that absolute value over there. It's greater than or equal to this expression with 3x. Again, I need to I want to just get my absolute value part of the expression just all by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of my coefficient here. I'm going to multiply it by 7/6. And I have to do this whole side by 7/6. So this is going to go away. What happened to my plus 1 over here? There we go. And I'm left on this side with absolute value of 4x plus 1. It's greater than or equal to, so now let's distribute my 7/6 over here. Well, my 6's can cancel, my 6 and my 3 can cancel out, so that's going to leave me with negative 7/2 x, and the 6 and the 12 can cancel out to be a 2, so minus 14. I think that's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. So, you know, if that was a little bit too quick for you, just kind of take them and do the math like right over on the side, negative 3x times 7/6, and see if you come out with the same answer. So now I have my absolute value is isolated on the left side. I know it's a greater than inequality, and this is what it's supposed to be greater than. So I can set it up into two separate inequalities. I can set it up as 4x plus 1. Notice it's no longer in the absolute value sign. Is greater than or equal to negative 7/2 x minus 14. That's one of them. And the other one is going to be 4x plus 1 is less than or equal to negative 7/2 x minus 14. So the negative of this value right here. So let's do the left side first. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. So I'm going to have 4x is greater than or equal to negative 7/2 x minus 15. Well, I think I want to bring my 7/2 x over to the other side. So I'm going to add 7/2 x. So that gives me on the left side 15 halves x is greater than or equal to negative 15. Again, if that math is a little bit too quick right up here, then just work it out a little bit more slowly, and I think you'll find I'm right. And then I still want to isolate my x, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2/15. And this part of it, inequality, gives me x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Okay, so that I believe is part of my answer. Let's go to the other side now. So I have 4x plus 1 is less than or equal to, and I'm going to distribute my negative sign. So that gives me 7/2 x plus 14. I think we'll subtract 1 from both sides. So I have 4x is less than or equal to 7/2 x plus 13. I think I will now move my 7/2. Let's kind of move that line over here, give myself a little more room. Move my 7/2 x to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 7/2 x from both sides. And that gives me 1/2 x is less than or equal to positive 13. I think I'll multiply both sides by 2. And I got x is less than or equal to 26. So x is greater than or equal to negative 2 or less than or equal to 26. And if I was to think about that on a number line, here's my number line. I'm going to start 0 way over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 24, 25, 25, then 26. Well, if it's less than or equal to positive 26, it's going this way here. But greater than or equal to negative 2, it's going that way there. And I have just the type of graph that I was looking for. I have a graph that fills in between 2 points. Now somebody had asked me, how do you check these answers? And that's a really good question, because with inequalities, it's not like you can just plug in one number. The thing about an inequality is that you get multiple answers. So what you want to do is if you're pretty comfortable that you have your endpoints right, you can just pick a number in the middle. So 0 is always a good number. Will 0 satisfy our inequality? Well, let's go back to our inequality right up here. We're way at the very top. Let's see if we can't pull this out right now. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to bring it all the way down to the bottom. Paste it. Whoops. Wrong thing, don't you think? Let's go again here. Come on, let's delete that. Try one more time. Hope this works. Copy. Okay, that should have worked. Pull it down to the bottom here. Paste. There we go, that's better. And let's stick 0 in for x. Let's evaluate it for 0. 6/7 times the absolute value of 4 times 0 plus 1 plus 5 times 0 is greater than or equal to 2 times 0 minus 8 plus 4. Well, I have 6/7 times the absolute value of 1 plus 0, because 5 times 0 is 0, is greater than or equal to 2 times negative 8 plus 4. This side here gives me 6/7 is greater than or equal to negative 16 plus 4. 6/7 is greater than or equal to negative 12. That checks. So by picking a point, that is one way to help kind of check your answer. So that's kind of a long problem, but it encompasses many things, and certainly if you can do that, you're going to be in really great shape.